Hey Eurovision fans, it's Tom coming to you from Dublin. I'm back for another Eurovision reaction video. Today I'm reacting to the results of semi-final number 1 of Eesti Laul, that's Estonia's national final. So let's kiki. So first of all, I have to say it's really nice I can watch the national finals again. When I was living in China, they were all on like 3 or 4 a.m. So it's really cool I can actually watch them live and get all the live results. And also the Estonian broadcaster made it really easy to watch and flick through. So that was awesome as well. I was a little bit confused about the format because they called out 4 names and then it was like everything reset and they called out another 4 names. I think the first 4 names they called out the first time were the people who were the top 4 with the jury, and then the second time it was jury and televote combined. That is my understanding. But if you're Estonian or you understand Estonian, please let me know in the comments. Estonian is one of the languages that I have absolutely no idea whatsoever what they're saying. Like majority of European languages I can kind of like guess or work it out to some similarities with English, but Estonian, I literally have no idea what they're saying at all. Interestingly as well, the 4 songs that ended up qualifying on the first round were the last 4, 7, 8, 9, and 10, the last 4 songs that performed. I think that's more of a coincidence because really if you made me guess before who the 4 that will qualify, I think those would have been the ones that I would have picked. So I don't really feel like there was a big surprise. I think it's more just coincidence that those songs were on the end. Plus I think the producers probably wanted slightly stronger songs later on. That's a typical thing with the running order. First called was Andreas. Now I really like this song. It's got a very sweetness to it. I actually quite like the lyrics. Live though, he really struggled, particularly with his high notes. It sounded like there were some sound issues, like everyone's mic was very quiet, but him in particular, when he was hitting the high notes in the verses, it didn't sound great. And I was kind of wincing a little bit towards the start. He picked it up a little bit towards the end, but it wasn't giving me the same like confidence and high level that I got from the music video. So I was a little bit disappointed in that because I am rooting for Andreas a lot. So I hope that they can maybe work on it. Maybe he had like he was sick or he was having some voice problems that night. But yeah, it was a little bit iffy for me. The second to get called out was Ollie. Now I posted on Twitter today, I think this song could be top 10 in Eurovision. And depending on the year, if it's a very weak year or if it's the only pop rock song that makes it into the final, it could do even better than that. Keep in mind Estonia haven't been in the top 5 since 2002 when they came 3rd when they were hosting, and they won the year before that. They've had 4 top 10 finishes since then, but yeah, breaking into the top 5 is kind of like an extra level above that I would really love to see Estonia hit, because Estonia are just amazing at punching above their weight. For only 1.3 million, they really do send great quality. They've got a great system every year. I think they've really got their shit together. Yeah, Ali's really special. Main thing for me is that his live vocals were great. Really on point, not perfect, but definitely a really good starting point. I liked his look. He had a bit of eyeliner on. I thought he did a really great performance. In terms of the actual staging, I don't think it's there at all. I'd say it's maybe 30-40% there. They definitely need to come up with a better concept. It was quite messy at times and a little bit like the cameraman was drunk, as opposed to giving like a chaotic image. It was just kind of messy. So the plus side of that is that when the staging is better, this is going to be elevated even more. So this is definitely one to watch out for. I haven't heard the semi-final 2 songs yet. I am going to do that tomorrow morning and post the video pretty soon because semi-final 2 is coming up on Saturday. So I am aware of that. I will definitely have that video up before then because I really enjoy Eesti Laul and it's a good year this year, so I will have that up. So I'm getting ahead of myself, but I am presuming that Ollie is the best song, but I think there might be some good songs in semi 2, but I think it's got that something special. Even just for me, I'm not saying it's my favorite song, but it's definitely got that broad appeal. It's got a mainstream appeal that I think that could do really well at Eurovision. So it's getting me very excited. Okay, third to be called were the Bedwetters. I have to admit now, this song kind of grew on me with their performance. I was hearing the melody a little bit clearer. There was a bit when they're rocking out, when they're bopping their heads to left and right. It looks a little bit difficult because it was quite a fast rhythm and they couldn't get their heads left and right quick enough. So it looked a little bit off. They had to kind of do short ones so that they could stay in the rhythm. So definitely need to change that up a little bit. Maybe have one people do it longer ones with half going one way, half the other, or something like that. They're going for like quite a theatrical performance with these masks. One guy is dressed as a priest running around with a cross. Another guy was dressed almost like a kind of gnome or leprechaun or something like that. Very dark imagery, which I think will appeal to some and push some people off as well. But yeah, I think the main thing for me was that the song did grow. Again, I felt vocally like this was a bit strained. He was quite quiet in places. The priest was singing very well and he kind of came in and did one of the main vocal hooks in the chorus. But the lead singer, it felt a little bit week to me. So that's definitely an area for improvement. I don't know how much you can improve between now and the final. But yeah, I still think this is one to watch out for. I don't know if I'd want this. I think it would have a competent chance at qualifying if Estonia did pick this. But I just think they've got a better choice than Venom. So I kind of hope that these two songs are not going to cancel each other's televotes out. Okay, and then last of the first qualification round was Net and Freddy. No surprise here. I knew that these guys are like the ultimate jury baiters. They jury baited their way big time in 2019, I think it was, with A Right About Me. This was absolutely no surprise to me. I've said before, I'm very surprised at how there's so many American jurors in East Latin. There's quite a lot on the jury panel. I think it's usually around 10 or so. And usually half of them are American, if I'm remembering correctly. So I'm not sure why that is, whether it's just relationships that they've built up, but I do feel like it skews in the favor of jazzy songs like Annette and Frezzy. This is definitely got jury support, no doubt about it, but you've got to keep in mind that Eurovision semi-finals this year do not have a jury. It's televote only, and for that reason they cannot send Annette and Freddy, because this is not televote bait at all. They really could be at risk of non-qualifying if they send something so jazzy sleepy. It needs a jury assistance to make it into the final. I'm sorry, it just does. But still, nice performance, dreamy, very professional jazz performance. I thought it was good, but just not televote bait. And then we went into the second round where we had the 6 remaining songs competing for the last spot. I think this was televote only now. I think jury points were disconsidered and only one. And previously, I know 2 people have gone through in this, but they only had 1 this year. So slight change in format. Again, if you know what happened, please let me know. In the end, the winner of that last spot was Yannick with Heart of Glass. I've seen this is quite popular. One of the people in the comments in the comments of my last video said that they think this can win Eurovision. I don't think that, but interestingly, this is a song written by Kjetil Moreland and Yannick. Kjetil is a Norwegian singer-songwriter who was in Eurovision with Monster Like Me with Deborah Scarlett. And also he's written one of the songs in Romania this year. I presume he's written a song in the Norwegian national final as well, but it hasn't come to my attention yet, but I presume so. So he's had a very busy year of songwriting. So that went through on the second vote. I didn't get to see that performance because for some reason on our TV, the first 2 songs were cut off. So I could only see the summary. I couldn't see the full performance. In terms of the 5 songs that didn't qualify, I have to admit, no massive surprises. No massive surprises that didn't qualify, but I was very surprised by Unicorn Vibes, how flat it was. My God, she gave us absolutely nothing. It was like a TED talk on how to give nothing. She was just strolling around. It could have been a ballad with these 2 guys who eventually started dancing a little bit. But yeah, it was really bizarre because when you read the title on paper, you think this is going to be frantic, crazy, messy, like Cicciolina, where she's dancing with 2 bears. And instead, it was just like very tranquilized. So that was surprising. And I was a little bit sad to see that Ella didn't make it through. She got through, if I understand correctly, in the first round, she was in the top 4 with the jury, but obviously she just didn't get enough televote points. Yeah, I think the song is very interesting and fresh, but maybe a little bit too flat and linear, and that maybe is what impacted her. Anyway, I thought it was a really, really good semi-final. Very, very impressive that such a small country can do such different variety, really good quality, great singers, just a fantastic show. I really enjoyed it. I'm so happy to see Eesti Laul is back after last year was a bit shite and a bit long. With a great winner, though. But I want a little bit more depth. I felt last year didn't have that depth. Okay, so that's what I thought about Eesti Laul semi-final number 1. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And thanks so much for watching. See you in another Eurovision video very soon. Goodbye.